So we have the quad cab here that Jared, Jerome's parents are around from Indiana. Hello. So we decided to go for a ride because we have some inexperienced passengers that have yet to learn what real horsepower is, and we're gonna get some reactions here, see what their thoughts are.
Hold on tight.
Oh my God! This is the easiest new invention to lift turbos up. Hey, you know what you're doing over there? Hey. Hey, you gonna do anything today? Hey, give the people a rundown of what you're doing today over here. You know what you're doing? You're doing a little trans service?
A service and replacing transmission lines because rubber lines and steel lines are sick.
So what are you gonna put in place for those? You gonna put some like little AN lines in there?
Yeah.
So Levon is getting in his prime age of old and senile. And so he thinks we need 6 foot of copper coil for a drive pressure gauge. This needs thrown out of the window, out of the door. What? What are you looking at for? What?
Okay, give me my moonshine still back.
Yeah, Firepunk's no longer build anything. All we're doing is illegal liquor, judging by that, because that's what Levon wants us to do. Don't mind drive pressure, we're just making moonshine. We're just gonna route this like that.
Let me send it to Levon.
And we're just gonna throw flames back into the engine. Pretty much it's a double heating aspect of turbochargers. I think our buddy Tim Miller told us that once. A real smart guy.
What am I gonna do with my little kid?
With what?
With Liam. The little bastard's a little mini Hulk.
Did he kill somebody?
No, he got turned of the gate and broke the gate handle in half.
A 1-year-old should not be able to break child-proof gates.
That's scary. He could probably kick my ass.
Cody says this is too big and that you're senile for wanting 6 foot. And it ain't even 6 foot in here.
Yeah, no.
It's about 3 in there.
You know what we should do? We should just copper tube, honestly, we should find a full roll of it, like an actual
I have a full roll
for a
until I
still.
cut this off.
Coil the whole thing up and like stick the coil in here, so like when you open the hood, like the coil like slinkies back up.
Oh, he would love that.
He'd be like, oh yeah, that's too long. That's 6 foot.
Okay, let me tell you a little story. Josh's truck, my old Pro Street truck, when we put the Bosch back in it, then he made his drive pressure tube about 3 feet long. And when Phil DeVries, one of the mechanical engineers from Exergy, came down to put the sensor on, he was like, that tube's not long enough. And Josh is like, okay, I'll make another one. So Josh makes another one, and it's maybe 3.5 feet long. And Phil and I both looked at each other and was like, why did he even go to the bother of making another one when it was only 3.5 feet long? But we just left it. Well, anyway, we haven't been able to read Josh's drive pressure sensor pretty much all year because he burned up the sensor in the first race. So we put another new sensor on it, $125 each, and it burned up the second sensor. So they don't want to make fun of me, but experience talks. So I make a longer one so the customer doesn't have to buy sensor after sensor. So I guess once Cody's 36 years old and has a little bit of experience under his belt, maybe his opinion will matter.
Alright guys, today we have Patrick Atwell's 2012 here for a 48RE transmission swap. This one has a fat input upgrade from a Comp 2 transmission, doing the Anteater Pro with a tap shift, and of course the Porcupine that goes with our swap. Along with that, we're doing a one-piece aluminum drive shaft, 1480 U-joints. Going to be an AirDog 200 that we're installing. We're adding the CNR transmission cooler and auxiliary cooler that we'll be adding to the factory cooler that he already has in the truck, and gone over some engine leaks that he has, along with a pinion seal leaks that we're going to be addressing. But for now, we have got it started on. I've been working on it for a little bit here. I got the transmission coolers already mounted. I still need to run the wiring and the trans lines to them. But we're working on installing the air dog right now. So once the air dog is done, you'll see a little rundown of what we're doing with it, and next step will be throwing the transmission in. Alright, so we got the air dog and the bean sump installed and wrapped up, done now. So we just got done installing the transmission, and so the next part is throwing the transfer case up and running lines to the transmission, running the power and ground to the trans cooler, and hooking up and wiring the porcupine and anteater with the tap shifter. Alright, now that we got the transmission, air dog, and trans coolers installed, and then we go to wiring on the anteater and the porcupine. A little bit of a process with the anteater, fairly simple though, but trying to get the wiring up and out of the way, make it a clean, nice looking setup, mount the controller in the engine bay, and hopefully we can have this thing on the road before long. Alright, so as you could see, I just mounted the anteater, get my location right for wiring, running the wire to the factory tap shifter. So now I got this in place, I'll run my wires up, down underneath, cut the connector off of the shifter, and wire these things together, and we should be ready to roll.